Harold Benson was the kind of grandfather every child would be lucky to have. He was 74, a retired teacher with a gentle voice and a well-ironed shirt. He had a smile for everyone, and he never missed a Sunday with his family. His granddaughter Lily used to run straight into his arms the moment she walked through the door, but lately, something had changed. Now, Lily clung to her mother's side. She avoided hugs. She even turned her face when Harold leaned in to kiss her forehead. And then one afternoon, Harold overheard something that quietly shattered his heart. "Grandpa smells weird," Lily whispered, tugging on her mom's sleeve. That night, Harold sat by his bedroom window long after everyone had gone to bed. He looked down at his hands, clean, groomed, just like always. He bathed every day. He wore fresh clothes. So what was happening? If you're watching this and you've ever felt a distance growing between you and the people you love, one that you can't explain, you're not alone. This story isn't rare. In fact, it's something many older adults experience, though few talk about it. Family members quietly open windows. People shift away slightly in conversations. Grandchildren hesitate to come close. And it's easy to think, maybe you're just imagining things, but you're not. There's something most people don't realize. As we age, our bodies go through subtle changes, not just in how we move or feel, but in how we smell. This isn't about being dirty. It's not about forgetting to shower or neglecting hygiene. It's biology. After age 60, the body naturally produces less sweat, changes in skin oils, and less saliva, all of which can create a scent that others pick up on before we do. It's often faint, but noticeable, especially to children, whose sense of smell is incredibly sharp. Harold didn't want to lose that bond with Lily, so, quietly, he began to learn. And what he discovered was something everyone should know: this change is common, but more importantly, it can be managed. This video is for every grandparent, parent, and aging adult who has ever wondered, is it me? And wants to feel close, confident, and connected again. Because the truth is, you don't have to lose that warmth, that closeness, that simple joy of holding your grandchild without hesitation. Stay with us. What you'll learn may surprise you. And it might just help you feel like yourself again, or even better. Let's begin. Eleanor was 79 and proud of the way she cared for herself. Every morning started the same: a warm shower, fresh clothes, a spritz of her favorite floral perfume. Her home was spotless. Her sheets were clean. She had always believed that being clean was a sign of respect, for herself and for those around her. But one evening, something happened that caught her completely off guard. After dinner with her son's family, Eleanor noticed her son quietly opening the windows around the house. She overheard him whisper to his wife, "Mom's room smells off again." Eleanor sat in silence that night, staring at the small bottle of perfume on her dresser. She had hoped it would help, not make things worse. And maybe that's where many of us get it wrong. We try to cover the issue, without really understanding what's going on beneath the surface. Because sometimes, the discomfort isn't about whether we're clean, it's about changes happening inside our bodies that no one ever told us about. Here's the truth: as we age, our body's chemistry shifts. It's completely natural, but it can have unexpected effects, including how we smell. Let's break down the 3 hidden culprits that often get overlooked. First, we sweat less after age 60. That may sound like a good thing: less sweat, less odor, right? Not quite. Sweat helps release toxins from the body. Without it, those toxins stay on the skin, feeding odor-causing bacteria. It's like forgetting to take out the trash. Over time, things build up. Second, the natural oils on our skin, called sebum, begin to change. They start producing a compound called 2-nonenal, which has a very distinct, musty scent. Younger people barely produce it at all. But after 50, it increases steadily and peaks around age 70. And third, many older adults develop dry mouth. Less saliva means more bacteria in the mouth, and that often results in bad breath, even if you brush regularly. It's not about skipping dental care. It's just another quiet change that comes with age. Eleanor realized it wasn't her fault. She wasn't doing anything wrong. She simply didn't know. And once she understood what was really going on, she knew she could do something about it. So if any of this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone, and you're not helpless. This is just the beginning of a journey to feel fresher, more confident, and closer to those you love. And if you're finding this helpful so far, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. We're building a kind, honest space where older adults and their families can find real, simple tips to live healthier, happier lives. Click that bell icon too, so you never miss a moment of encouragement, clarity, or connection. Let's keep going. Walter Collins was the kind of man who didn't like to complain. He just wanted to feel comfortable in his own skin. So when his daughter-in-law started quietly cracking windows during family dinners, he didn't say anything. But inside, it hurt. He had tried everything. Soaps that promised miracles, sprays with bold claims, powders from late-night TV ads. But the awkward glances, the subtle distance, they remained. Until one day, Walter read something that made him pause. It wasn't a fancy product or expensive treatment. It was just 3 simple habits. They were free, natural, and surprisingly powerful. At first, he was skeptical. Could it really be that simple? But Walter had nothing to lose, so he tried. Habit 1. Drink warm water consistently. It sounds too easy, right? But water is your body's natural cleansing agent. It flushes out waste from the inside, especially through urine. Walter started with 1 warm glass in the morning. After a few days, he added more, 1 before lunch, another before bed. Eventually, 6 glasses a day became his rhythm. The result, his body felt lighter, his skin clearer. And over time, that quiet scent he'd worried about faded. Habit 2. Walk in mild sunlight. Walter wasn't a fan of exercise. But a neighbor invited him on a gentle morning walk, just 10 minutes under the early sun. To his surprise, those short strolls helped his body sweat just enough to release toxins. Even better, sunlight naturally kills odor-causing bacteria on the skin. It became his daily reset: fresh air, movement, and confidence. Habit 3. Switch to warm showers and soak once a week. For years, Walter bathed with hot water. But hot water strips away natural oils and dries the skin, which can actually make odor worse. He made one small change: warm, not hot, showers. Once a week, he'd soak in a tub for 20 minutes, just warm water, around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It opened his pores, loosened buildup, and left his skin feeling renewed. Within a week, things shifted. His grandson hugged him without hesitation. The awkward tension around him melted. And for the first time in a long while, Walter felt like himself again. What's powerful about Walter's story is that it's not about chasing miracles. It's about returning to what works: water, sunlight, gentle care. Simple things done with consistency and intention. If you've ever felt like Walter, unsure, frustrated, or quietly hurt, try starting with just one of these habits. You might be surprised by the difference. And if this story spoke to you, hit the like button, subscribe for more honest and helpful tips like these, and tap the bell so you never miss an episode. You deserve to feel fresh, confident, and fully yourself. Let's keep going, together. Edna Lewis had always believed that being clean meant being careful. She bathed every morning. She used soap. She even wore a soft, floral perfume that reminded her of spring gardens. But lately, something felt off. Her granddaughter, once always curled beside her on the couch, now sat just a little farther away. A neighbor opened a window quietly during a visit. And one day, Edna overheard a whisper: "She smells kind of old." That word stung more than she expected. Because Edna was trying. She kept her clothes fresh, her linens clean, her hygiene routine consistent. So what was she missing? That answer came from an unlikely source: her neighbor, a kind older woman who had been through the same thing. One afternoon, over tea, she leaned in and said, "Edna, it's not about how often you clean, it's about where you clean." That sentence changed everything. First, the skin folds. We all have them: behind the ears, under the breasts, around the belly button, behind the knees. They're small, hidden places we often rinse but rarely scrub. But these are the spots where sweat and bacteria quietly build up, even on the cleanest bodies. Edna started using a soft washcloth and warm water to gently clean each fold every day. No harsh scrubbing, just care and consistency. Within a week, she noticed something different. Her skin felt fresher. Her granddaughter snuggled beside her again during movie night. A small change, with a big result. Second, the hairy areas. The scalp, underarms, and even chest hair can trap odor-causing oils and bacteria. Edna had always shampooed her hair, but never really massaged her scalp. Now, she uses slow, circular motions with her fingertips, not just to clean, but to refresh. She pays more attention to her armpits and around her torso. The difference? Her daughter said, "Mom, your room smells like you again." Third, her feet. They were the last thing on her mind. But part of the problem. Now, Edna gently scrubs between her toes, dries her feet completely, and swaps socks daily. She also rotates her shoes and lets them air out overnight. That musty scent in the living room, gone. Her tools. Simple, warm water, mild soap, cotton towels, and a little moisturizer to keep skin soft and healthy. No fancy products, no overwhelming routines. Just mindful care, focused on the spots that matter most, and the best part, Edna feels like herself again, fresh, embraced, and confident. If this story resonates with you, maybe today is your turning point too. Start small, pick one spot, care for it gently. And if this helped, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more stories and simple tips like this. We're in this together, and you deserve to feel your best. Frank used to say, "I shower every day. I wash my clothes, so why do I still feel off?" He couldn't put his finger on it, but deep down, he sensed that others noticed something he couldn't quite name. That moment of hesitation when someone leaned in, the way conversations moved a step away. It hurt, even if no one ever said anything out loud. Then one day, at his local senior center, Frank brought it up casually, half joking, half hoping. And what he heard surprised him. "It's not always about what's on the outside," someone said. "Sometimes it's what's happening inside. That's when everything clicks." Our bodies speak through scent. And while we often focus on soap, sprays, and showers, we forget the powerful role our internal health plays in how we smell. Frank began a quiet journey, not drastic, not overwhelming, just simple, thoughtful changes. First, he looked at his plate. He started adding more colorful fruits and veggies: red apples, blueberries, spinach, carrots. Why? Because those bright colors come from antioxidants, natural compounds that fight oxidation in the body, a big cause of odor buildup as we age. Within weeks, his daughter noticed, "Dad, you seem fresher." Second, he added watery produce. Frank was never great at drinking water, but cucumbers and watermelon, he could do that. These foods are rich in natural fluids that help the body flush out toxins through urine without needing a gallon-sized water bottle. Third, his breath. Brushing twice a day helped, but his friend shared a new trick: tongue scraping. It sounded strange at first, but Frank gave it a try. Every morning, a gentle swipe cleared away the bacteria that brushing missed. He also started chewing xylitol gum after meals to boost saliva and keep his mouth balanced. The result? No more uncertainty when speaking up close. Fourth, coffee and alcohol. Frank loved his morning brew and a sip of whiskey at night. But he learned that both can dry out the body, reducing sweat and saliva, which actually worsens odor. So, he made a small swap: barley tea in the afternoon, and an extra glass of water alongside his whiskey. No need to give up everything, just balance. Lastly, his gut. Constipation was something he barely talked about. But over time, he realized, when your digestive system backs up, your body pushes out toxins through the skin. Frank began eating more fiber: oats, steamed veggies, a handful of prunes, and things started moving again. With it, that vague sour scent faded too. The truth is, internal cleanliness shows on the outside. So if you've ever wondered, what else can I do? Try starting from within. One food, one change, one deep breath. If this story gave you a new perspective, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And tell us in the comments, what small change are you going to try this week? Because feeling fresh starts from the inside out. Harold Simmons was doing everything right. He bathed daily, wore clean clothes, even used a bit of aftershave like he always had. So when his granddaughter pulled away from his hug again, he couldn't understand why. What was he missing? Then one afternoon, his daughter gently said, "Dad, maybe it's the pillowcases." And just like that, Harold realized something most of us overlook. Sometimes, the scent people notice doesn't come from our bodies. It comes from what's around us. Your environment, your clothes, your bedding, even the air in your home can quietly hold on to odors no matter how clean you are. It's a truth many older adults never hear about. But once you understand it, you can take back control. Let's start with your clothes. We often think, I only wore this shirt for a few hours, it's still clean. But clothes, especially undergarments, absorb sweat, skin oils, and microscopic bacteria even in short wear. Harold began changing his shirt and underwear every single day, no exceptions. He also made the switch to breathable cotton fabrics, which allow moisture to escape instead of trapping it. Next to your bed, think about it. We spend nearly a third of our lives lying on sheets and pillowcases. Even if you shower before bed, your skin still releases oils and cells overnight. And over time, bedding starts to hold that old smell. So Harold got on a new rhythm, pillowcases twice a week, sheets once a week. He started drying his laundry in the sun when possible. The natural UV light helped eliminate lingering bacteria. And then there were his shoes. We don't often think about our feet as a source of body odor, but they sweat more than we realize. Harold began rotating his shoes, allowing each pair to breathe between wears. He also sprinkled a small amount of baking soda inside to absorb moisture. And finally, something so simple, yet often forgotten, fresh air. Stale indoor air traps odor. So Harold started a new habit: open the windows for 10 minutes each morning and again in the evening. Even on cooler days, that little burst of fresh air made the house feel lighter, and so did his spirits. These changes didn't cost a dime. But together, they changed the way Harold felt in his own space and the way others felt around him. So here's a question for you. When was the last time you washed your pillowcase, or opened a window just to let the air move? If this video sparked a thought, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss out on simple, powerful tips for living better as you age. And tell us in the comments, which habit are you going to try first? Because sometimes the biggest changes start with the smallest things around us. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stepped back from someone you care about just slightly and not known why? Or worse, have you ever felt someone do that to you? If so, you're not alone. And if you've made it this far in the video, you already know the truth. That familiar senior scent isn't about being unclean. It's not about neglect. It's the result of quiet, natural changes in the body that happen as we age, and most people never talk about it. But the good news is this: you can do something about it. And it doesn't require fancy products or expensive solutions, just small, consistent habits that truly make a difference. Let's recap. Start by drinking 6 glasses of warm water a day. Warm water helps your body flush out toxins gently, from the inside out. It's simple but powerful. Next, walk in the soft sunlight, either in the early morning or late afternoon. Just 10 to 20 minutes a day. That light movement helps your body sweat naturally, releasing what needs to go. And the sun, it kills odor-causing bacteria right on your skin. Then, be mindful of how you bathe, not just how often. Use warm, not hot water. Focus on the right spots: behind the ears, under the breasts, around the scalp, between the toes. And don't forget to moisturize afterward. Healthy skin is clean skin. Your food matters too. Fill your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables like berries, tomatoes, cucumbers, apples. Antioxidants in these foods help combat the internal causes of body odor, while hydrating produce helps flush it out. And here's something that often gets overlooked: your mouth. Scrape your tongue gently every morning. Chew sugar-free gum with xylitol after meals. These small actions boost saliva and reduce bacteria, the real culprits behind bad breath. Don't stop there. Change your clothes daily, especially undergarments. Wash your sheets weekly, and pillowcases twice a week. Rotate your shoes, let them breathe, sprinkle a little baking soda inside. And perhaps the most underrated habit of all, open a window. Let the air move through your space. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. Sometimes, the best freshener is just fresh air. These aren't drastic changes. They're doable, no matter your age. And they don't just help you smell better, they help you feel better. Let me tell you about Helen. She's 67. For years, she avoided sitting too close to her grandkids during movie nights. She wasn't sure if they noticed something she couldn't. But after a few months of practicing these habits just one at a time, something shifted. Her granddaughter hugged her tight one evening and whispered, "Grandma, you smell like sunshine." Helen said it was the first time in years she felt truly seen, and truly herself again. You deserve that too, so let me ask you now, what's one habit you're going to start today? Will it be drinking warm water, scrubbing those often missed spots, eating more colorful foods? Tell us in the comments. Just type the number 1 if you felt this story resonate. Type 2 if you're ready to take action. And if you know someone who might be quietly struggling with the same thing, share this video with them. It could change how they see themselves. If you found value here, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss our next gentle guide for aging with confidence and care. Because it's not about fighting age, it's about walking through it with grace. Thank you for watching, and remember you are worth caring for, always.